What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Palantir. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's really moving it today and why today might have been a dream come true for a lot of investors. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, it is down 7.6%. So it is recovering from the lows of 21.23, and even pre-market, it did have a low of roughly around $20.84. So if you did buy either of those dips, give yourself a shout out in the comments below, but a lot of volume is getting into Palantir as well as the broader market today. So 17.6 million shares being traded within the first about 25 minutes of the trading day. 40.2 is the average. So there's a lot of different external factors that is really affecting Palantir. So one of which is possibly war developing. You also do have on a more of an index standpoint on that front, the technicals are looking not the best. So they are breaking below the 50-day moving average right now. And plus just a lot of data coming out from big tech as well as consumers isn't good. So it's kind of just roll it all together and this is what you get. Even over the weekend, yesterday, you did have this right here. So South Korea physically halted all sell orders. I didn't think that is possible, but lo and behold, they did that. Like the whole Asian market just got absolutely massacred. And one thing that has kind of developed over this last hour that is somewhat optimistic is this. So there is now a 60% likelihood of a cut this week. So having a emergency meeting. And I do feel that this 60% is rather low. Even looking at the consensus right now, there is a 80.5% likelihood even for the September meeting, not even counting a emergency meeting, but 80.5% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. So less than a week ago, Powell came out and said that they're not even considering a 50 basis point cut for the next meeting. Lo and behold, it looks like it's pretty much a sure thing. If anything, there's now a 19.5% likelihood of a 75 basis point cut. So emergency meeting would be absolutely huge for the broader market. And like I kind of mentioned at the beginning, this sell-off might have been a dream come true for Palantir investors because they do have their earnings right around the corner. So after hours today, estimates are 8 cents for the earnings per share, and then 652.42 million for the revenue. Over the last 90 days, there has been 7 positive and 1 negative revisions from analysts. So analysts are very optimistic. Last couple ratings that did come out, as you can kind of see, last one was done by Dan Ives. Wedbush, $35 buy rating 3 days ago, and then 4, 6, 7, whatever else. So kind of mixed results because you do have also a $9 sell rating in there. So this upcoming earnings is going to be absolutely key for Palantir to move higher. And if you're one of those individuals that was very optimistic on this earnings, then yeah, today's sell-off was a perfect scenario for you. Maybe not a lot of other individuals, but whatever, it's the market is all about timing. And as I even mentioned in my last video, which was I don't know, Wednesday, I did say the next buying opportunity and the data points was signaling for it to get to roughly around the $21 mark, 22. So lo and behold, here we are. So hopefully, again, a lot of people did buy the dip when it comes to Palantir. As of right now, the fear and greed index is at 18, so under the extreme fear category. Despite being in this section, you do see a lot of money getting into stocks today. So again, that's maybe a good thing, bad thing. I'll leave it up to you guys to make that determination. But aside from all of that though, moving on to some data points, shorts are currently increasing 297,000 shares. 3.98% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 76.61 million shares. I'm just bringing this up more so for analysis purposes, definitely not saying that Palantir is a squeeze play, but today, I oddly was anticipating shorts to take advantage of the sell-off and return some shares. So, because especially with their earnings right around the corner. But the fact that they are increasing on this red day kind of shows that it is somewhat justified. So keep that into consideration. Looking at options, 6.67 million in calls, 6.39 million in puts. So a lot of money is getting into Palantir through options. 47% of all the options being done so far are optimistic and bullish. And just to give you an overview of some of the call options that are being purchased for this week's chain, because that is going to encumber their earnings, you do see a high roughly around $30. So people are anticipating more of a kind of push higher. On the flip side, puts, you do see a low of roughly $15, but it's kind of all over the place. Looking at the open interest, just you can kind of anticipate, like I said, between that maybe like 20 to 25 as feasible, but still it's all over the place. These are some of the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So a lot of transactions, and within the first, like I said, 25-30 minutes of the trading day. Majority is buys, so big money is buying the Palantir dip. You can tell that based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price. So anything that does show as a ask essentially is a buy. So yeah, that's kind of positive to see. Again, I think that is occurring also because of their earnings, which is after hours today. So if you are buying the Palantir dip due to their earnings, give yourself a shout out in the comments below. Right now with it at $22.72, it is trading between this S3 and this S2. So $22.60, definitely just watch for that to hold. Flip side, $24.39 will be the next strong resistance slash target. So once again, with their earnings right around the corner, if you are optimistic and bullish, just take note of some of the resistance points above that. So $24.39, $25.50, $27.29. On the actual chart itself, this is where it's breaking down. It's not necessarily just Palantir showing it as this, like broader indexes and everything is all kind of showing the exact same thing. So it is below a lot of the key pivotal moving averages. Stochastic is at 20, so that is arguably considered oversold. So if Palantir does have some pretty kick-ass earnings, then you will see a rush of value investors getting in, and number of retail investors are getting out today, so taking profits or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on Palantir. Are you buying the dip, or are you waiting for kind of lower lows to come? Because if you kind of think about it, Palantir over this last little bit, this last 1 year, it is up 19.5%. But it kind of had a lot of strong support around that $15 range. So some people I see chattering about it kind of heading there. So we'll just have to wait and see whether this earnings today is going to propel it to back into the high 20s or possibly to kind of that mid-teens. So what's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. It has been extended up until the end of August. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.